What's up, everybody? Bitcoin Jake09 here. Gonna go over the Reddit R Bitcoin top 10 past 24 hours for April 6th. As always, links will be in the description as well as 10% off crypto displays. I wasn't planning on doing a video today, but I did have some time, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Number 10, we got for businesses who want to accept Bitcoin payments. BTCPay server is a great grassroots product with a focus on users keeping their financial sovereignty. Bitcoin merchant.directory. Set payments with BTC server article there. Number 9, Slush Pool is planning to add Coinjoin functionality to Trezor. With a twitter.com article there from Veretor. Number 8, finished up the 0.5 BTC Chrome Silver Metal wallet. Financial freedom. 0.5 BTC, 001 of 100. Interesting. Number 7, my local grocery store, or my local grocery, has a Bitcoin ATM. I like to call them a BTM, as most people have. That's pretty cool. Looks like Russian. Very cool. Number 6, Tommy Lee is back. Yeah, I saw that the other day. That's funny. Alright, what we got? How long is this? 4 minutes, alright.
Had a rough 2018, and for much of 2019, it's been steadily climbing. And from what we can gather, it's because there have been positive things taking place. You know, like a lot of the old whale wallets are buying Bitcoin, so it's been slow accumulation and steady accumulation.
The whale wallets, explain what that means.
That means just some of the original owners of Bitcoin. Some of them who liquidated at 20,000 are starting to buy back. And then we saw positive developments like BACT is coming, and a lot of infrastructure, Fidelity custody. Activity has been picking up, especially in regions where there's been a lot of inflation or political issues like Venezuela and Turkey. And I think finally we had a big move on April 1, which wasn't clear what caused it, but it was real evidence that there's a lot of dry powder, that the crypto community kept a lot of cash, was waiting for Bitcoin to break 3,000 when it didn't, and it made this move.
How important, though, ultimately, is it for the SEC to approve some form of ETF or other kind of financial instrument for this to actually take off in a meaningful way?
I think it's going to be a
ETFs don't matter.
Development.
Nobody cares.
We
don't want
an
an
ETF. SEC approves an ETF, and of course, there's a lot of hurdles for that to take place.
But what's the time horizon look like in your mind? Because people thought that was coming years ago.
Yeah, and I guess we've been kind of too optimistic about it, so I'd say it's probably a lot later than any of us expect.
Do you not think that some of the rise in the price of Bitcoin speaks to what's happening in the stock market writ large?
It feels like there's a catch-up rally because the S&P move year-to-date's 2 standard deviations. It's I think like the 10th best in the history of the stock market first quarter. If Bitcoin,
you don't think this is a risk-on kind of situation?
Yeah, I think it is risk-on. Plus the dollar isn't going up and EM's rallying, and if Bitcoin rallied 2 standard deviations, it would be close to 19,000. So it's there is a big catch-up move. There is a catch-up.
And you also have an argument about what the fair value of Bitcoin is today, which is actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's right. So if you were to take a combination of active addresses and activity per user, that's explained over 90% of Bitcoin since 2013. The fair value for Bitcoin right now is 14,000. So I'm not saying it has to trade at fair value, but
why? How do you?
It's basic. Bitcoin is a network value. Fiat currencies are basically how many people are willing to use it and adopt it, and I think
it's only trading at 30% of its fair value right now.
Yes.
What's the cost right now, though, to
mine a Bitcoin? And again, the break-evens they've come down, but it's around 5,000 or 6,000.
So why is the 5,000 or 6,000 not the fair price number?
Because a commodity during a bull period, and Bitcoin's above its 200 day, generally trades 2 to 2.5 times its break-even. So that would get you around 14,000 again. But in a bear market, it could trade below its break-even, and that's what
Are you buying a ton of this right now if you actually think it's undervalued by that extent?
Well, we think the best approach for most people is just to put 1% or 2%.
Are you saying that? I get that if you're somebody who's got a lot of assets, I still think it's crazy. But for a retail investor, somebody who's saving for retirement and putting that aside, that seems crazy to me.
Well, it's basically the idea that you can afford to lose 1% if that's 1% of your portfolio.
That's crazy. You might as well throw it away on high fees to an investor too, to an average. Like this, you're taking a.
This lady's dumb.
You don't know where.
Shut up! You don't know what you're talking about.
Well, in a way, that's right, Becky. That for the majority of people, it's 1% is like a small risk bet. But Bitcoin makes all of its gains in 10 days in a year. I think this is an example that if you exclude the 10 best days, Bitcoin loses 25% a year. So you gotta essentially hold it or hodl it, as they say, to really capture the gains.
Yes. All right. Number 5. Just purchased cannabis in Colorado with Bitcoin. Awesome. We just saw this the other day too. First real life use since getting into crypto 2-ish years ago. Feels good. Bet they went to mom's dispensary like we saw in the video yesterday. Number 4. Stop using Binance until they support SegWit. Let's call bull short on Binance for not supporting SegWit in the only way that they will notice. Boycott Binance until SegWit. Let's call bull short on Binance. If we wait until the bull market is in full swing, it will be too late. Interesting. I don't use Binance anyway. Number 3. So true. Crypto community when Bitcoin goes 10% up. Whoa, did you see that? Shoot. Crypto community when Bitcoin loses 90% of its value. You didn't see? Short. Alright, number 2, we got Bitcoin just broke an all-time high in TX per block, the second all-time high in the last 10 days. Twitter.com, Karuk status there. And our number 1. What do you guys think? Oh, that's really cool. Alright, that's it for the Bitcoin Top 10 past 24 hours on Bitcoin Jake 09. Peace.